Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel Learn RHEL. The target audience for this channel is the Red Hat Enterprise Linux variant users for operating systems such as Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, Alma Linux, ALMA, or Rocky Linux, two new variants that have taken over basically to carry on the torch that CentOS was doing for the last several years. Anyway, this is going to be the first video in a sub-series on the intermediate Learn RHEL user skills. And if you're watching these videos, again, the target audience is for the RHEL variants, but you may get something out of it, so please don't be discouraged. The particular video we're going to be working on is going to be labeled as INT.001. That's to imply intermediate level, and it's going to be the first of the particular intermediate series. And I intend to make all my videos kind of labeled with a name such as this, so you can determine ADV for advanced or BAS for basic. This particular video, albeit again for RHEL variants, you might get something out of it if you're using Ubuntu or some other Debian variant, but again, the videos are really targeted for RHEL variant users. This particular video for this particular topic is going to be about mail, M-A-I-L command, not the mail X command. And the idea is to learn how to navigate through the mail, sort mail messages, and even take actions against those mail messages. So you can do this whether you're an administrator or even a general user with this mail command, so long as you have access to the mail command because it's in your path, or you haven't been basically isolated from the command through any other operating system controls. When we say sorting mails, we can sort mail messages by sender, or by date, or by subject. When we do the navigation, we can jump forward page by page, or even reverse page by page, or we can skip to the very beginning of the list. So like if we have thousands and thousands and pages of email messages, we can skip to the first page that has message number 1 on it still. Or we can jump to the very end, which will have the very last message. And finally, the actions you can take will be things such as reading a message or marking a message as unread, kind of like you can do in Outlook, or deleting a message or undeleting a message. And then this particular topic for today, though, is we're going to just do generic usage of the root mail, and we're going to sort messages. So again, sort by sender or by date or by subject. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to open up the virtual machine. And you could do this whether you're using a virtual machine or a physical machine, as long as the operating system's running and you've got the mail command installed. You'll know if you have the mail command, you should be able to type the mail command like that, and you'll get a response saying no mail for WFrench. Now that just means I have no mail messages for this user. Okay, so I had created a shell script to generate messages every single minute, and then categorize them with a certain subject or to a certain sender, from a certain sender or to a certain recipient, being the root mailbox. So the root user on the operating system, as opposed to the root user on Grub or some other root reference for an account. Okay, so we're going to do a sudo command. I'm going to do sudo -i just to show you the easier way of getting to mail. Get it prompted for my password for WFrench. I'm obviously not going to tell you what that is. And now we're sitting at the root user prompt. And then I can simply type M-A-I-L, M-A-I-L. And now we'll see that I have basically 10,025 messages, and 6 since the last time I opened up my mail messages. But these email messages are all stored as basically little snippets of mail messages as a just added text over layers of time, and they're all stored in the var spool mail directory in the file called root in that directory. You can see here that I'm on the page that has 10,000, message number 10,025. It was sent from warren.5s@what.org. It was sent today at 10:55 p.m. Notice it's 10:56 here. And the subject of the particular email message was 5th minute. If you notice through this stack, you'll probably see a 5th minute here and there, and so on. And basically, it has everything to do with being a multiple of 5 on the minute. So 4:05, 4:15, 4:25, so on and so forth. So it's the last digit of the minute timestamp of the mail message ends in a 5. It's going to be a fifth minute. If it ends in an even numbered value, it's going to be even minute type of subject. And if the number happens, the minute stamp of the timestamp on the email happens to be a prime number, 53 just happens to be one of those, then it'll be marked as a prime time subject. Just to give you an idea, I wrote a script to generate all these so we could have a whole bunch generated over the last few weeks. You can see I have messages from February into March. And the reason why I don't have all the messages in between these two is because I had my virtual machine turned off, not generating these messages. Okay, so again, out of 10,025 messages presently, we are on the final page. And what I want to do is show you how to go back. So you're going to type Z minus sign on the keyboard, hit enter. And then you can type H. Now, you'll see that these two new messages showed up, 26 and 10,026, 10,027. But if I type H and hit enter, you'll now see 9963 all the way down to 9996. Okay, remember 9963. Type Z minus again. So there's 9962 all the way back to 9929. Z and minus again. You get the drift. You go back, page by page of these pages. Now, I'm going to go ahead and skip all the way to the very first message of the queue. So it should be message number 1 out of 10,025. And the way we do that is on the keyboard, hit the Shift and a 6-digit button on the keyboard. Gives you the caret or the chevron, depending on how you refer to this symbol. And then you hit the Enter key. And now it pulls up message 1 immediately. And this is literally the text of that message. You can see some of the details. I am not from Czechoslovakia, but I just came up with basically a dummy domain and created that. And you can see from what email address it was sent from, it was faked, to what email address it was sent to, that's not faked. The subject I specified for my shell script to send it. You can see that it was sent in plain text as US ASCII text, what date and time it was sent, and to what email address it was sent. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the H keyboard, hit the Enter key, and now we can basically get a listing. H is basically showing headers, almost like an IMAP format, if you think about it. And we're on page 1, and we have basically jumped to page 1. Let me go ahead and hit Z to go to the next page. So we should start seeing message 35 through next set, 35 through 68. There's your 35, and there's your 68th message. Let's go ahead another page forward, Z forward, so it's 69 to 102, 103 to 136, 137 to 170. Now, how about jumping to the end like we had started off? Well, simply type $, which is Shift 4, hit the Enter key, and now it'll take you to the very last message that was produced. Hit the H key, and now we can see that the last message that was generated was at 10:59. And if we wait a few seconds and do some more sorting or more page navigation, we can probably find out that we have another message generated. Let's do a Z minus to go back again. And look, now we have a message 10:30. So this concludes how to navigate page by page forward, page by page backward, how to jump to the head of the stack of email messages all the way back to the very first message that's still stored, and how to jump to the very end. And that concludes this particular video. The next video should be about how to sort these messages based on the subject or the timestamp or the email address that sent it, which would be the sender. Let's get ready. I'm first going to also close this email program, and I'm going to end the video here. Thank you.